So we'll get rid of their Valkyrie, which we know they use. Most teams will have a Valkyrie main on their team. Get rid of that. And now if you want to jump out, you got to jump out without that intel. And, well, OMI will follow. Rotate cuts for a heck of a long time after you have the sledge open up above. Catch people trying to rotate up the back of Visa stairs. Catch a nasty flank. Consulate can be really difficult if you don't watch the flanks. That's the only area the defenders have to really clap back at you. Do they know Doki is caught in bathroom, though? The way they're moving around, it makes me think, no, this is a prime opportunity for him.
Oh. Not entirely sure why you go walking around a corner without being ADS there, Doki, my buddy. But hey, it ends up with him being the first one down and dead here. Rafal striking and taking first blood. And now you should see things escalate pretty quickly. With one being dead, a second one comes down. Ranchero swinging around for yet another. They even find one coming down. White Shaiiko this time. They're just picking Na'Vi to pieces here, it feels like. There is one left alive. BDS reminding everyone of the kind of form they're capable of. And Blur has got it all to do by himself. Plant going down, 4 versus 1. It's fair to say we know how this first round's going, but it is a double kill for Blur. Is there a potential clutch on the cards? No, there's not, because Shaiiko does what Shaiiko does best, and he slays 3 members on the map.
So as long as they even these kind of number counts as they go throughout the round, things might look good.
Same sort of setup as well. We're taking it through admin, pushing the way across the top floor, flushing Na'Vi downstairs, and then looking towards the execute. Now, I imagine here it's going to play out in a similar way, only they'll be mindful of what Doki pulled off last round and will know that he might be weaseling his way in a corner. And forget about weaseling his way in a corner, he's out of a window this time around. I think that was bathroom window that he jumped out of, tried to get his way back in through yellow, but was caught by the player holding off to the side. Unlucky, I guess.
I'm sorry, look how far away Brede was. He is out in the nether realm watching yellow door from the middle of nowhere. There's no way when you jump out that you know he's going to be there. Valkyrie is banned. That's unbelievable. That kind of that pretense that BDS are playing with super long angles because they've got these scopes to do so is amazing.
You just know that it's like, oh, what's Doki going to do? If you corner a Doki, what does it do? You can look it up in the Encyclopedia of Animals and find out the kind of thing they do when threatened. And what do? They throw themselves out of windows. So what do? You get like this hunter, Brede, to sit and wait and catch him off so easily. And the potential threat of last round, and indeed the threat of this round, has been neutralized in quick time. So now you're looking towards the rest of Na'Vi. I believe all hovering around towards site at this point. No one wants to be off being too cheeky at this point when you're already in a numbers disadvantage. And it looks like for the side of BDS, a bit of work being done on the garage door. So not only have they cleared most of the map, not only have they got Shaiiko pushing his way down yellow again as he finds a kill onto saves, they've just got 2, 3, 4 angles on the go at once. There's no worry about playing for trades because they're confident they can find kills.
Kendra has decided enough is enough, and he'll slap down one of the big fraggers of Brede. There we go. This is what we're after. Lems will also walk on in, and I don't know, this round is playing out the same. Another round in the hands of BDS.
Out of BDS, and one thing I do want to talk about actually is saves on this Oryx. Na'Vi before, I think I remember seeing them on a cafe against G2 of all teams, made good use of this. It didn't really have the great effect that many would hope for, but that has an effect. Who cares about hopping through hatches when you can put a gun through a window and kill someone? Rafal is down, sadly, not quite yet dead. Should be able to get recovered by his team, but I guarantee you BDS are now on high alert that Says is lurking around Antechamber. You need to be able to find him and pick him up. And he's got the right idea. There is a head waiting, and it's a Lem. Down he goes, and finally Na'Vi will get an opening kill.
I'm not sure if anyone's really close enough to pick up their teammate of Rafal. Good shot on a Joe. And Rafal looks like he probably will bleed out if Ranchero doesn't run Shift W at him. That's what he's going to do. The biggest thing is that he's aware that that window is partially open in Antechamber, and if he doesn't challenge it correctly and they hear him picking up, this is a free double kill for the defenders. But Saves is not nearby to act on it, and there's, oh my god, 3 C4s below and a pulse? I like this.
I mean, they know at this point what they've got to do. They know the dance that often comes with this site. If you're trying to plant inside of archives, guess what? Plant inside of tellers, guess what? You're getting C4'd from below. Sometimes we've seen teams employ Evil Eyes inside the site itself to force even more utility to have to be used. And you can tell by just how many holes in the floor there are exactly what the game plan is here for Na'Vi. There is no peace inside that site. You need to take control of downstairs if you're going to be able to get away with this, or get some kills through the floor as Ranchero has just achieved. Kendrew, oh, I think he didn't see him because of the scope for a brief second there. Ranchero with a near miss, Kendrew as well. But both members will walk away unscathed, at least for now.
Well, If you're a BDS fan, they've still got enough numbers to do this, but time is dwindling in Na'Vi. They look like they have everything they need to deny it. One C4 still in hand, no more pulse to work with, so that will be the detriment. But look at how much of this floor is open. They'll plant on top of the filing cabinets, and if they want to win this C4 is going to have to bounce, but they don't know.
They just have no idea where the plant was going down. It was on those back cabinets, and Saves being contested at range can't afford to push it through the corridor. That leaves it all down to the site players who haven't got a C4 or a dream between them, it seems. Another kill comes up upstairs as Burrito brings down Saves, who got himself into a very strange position. Finds a second for himself onto Kendra. It's a 1 versus 3 for Blur. He's been here once this map, and it didn't go too well the first time. No expectation for what it should change here. Down to 25 HP. That's going to be BDS going 3-0 pretty comfortably here against the UK side.
Only time I've seen that operator use the full effectiveness, so maybe Blur can give us a little rendition.
Yeah, the fantasy of Oryx often doesn't match the reality, unfortunately. It's a lot of hope from a lot of teams that he can come up a hatch and completely shut down an attack. And I think we saw it in LATAM, actually. I believe one of the teams managed to achieve it on Villa with a hop up through the study hatch. But outside of that, we haven't really seen it happen. Same way it's not happening for Doki in this game at all. Rafal getting yet another shutdown. It's just looking a bit too uncomfortable here for Na'Vi as even Shaiiko finds a second, and all by the 2-minute mark.
Attackers recovered the bomb.
I just have no idea how they're just doing this with ease, and it's every single player on BDS. It's not just one. Usually it's the Shaiiko show, but it's now the BDS show. And on Na'Vi, well, it looks like the only show being put on is by Kendra, and he's got a lot to make up for now because this is looking really bad.
Can only imagine the kind of emotions running through this Na'Vi team. How do you even fight against that? Gets instantly traded out because Bride somehow clicked ahead at the right time. Unbelievable trade to come through. Great reaction from both players. But sadly, Na'Vi already being down in a 2 versus 4 now find themselves in a 1 versus 3 as a result of that trade. Nothing much more to say as Kendra tries to go onto Rafal. Isn't going to hit the shots. Rafal collects his second of the round. Doki to kick things off. Kendra to close. BDS are 4-0, and this is looking like an absolute storming from the French side.
I mean, look at his deaths. He's only died once. I just literally think he's not seeing anyone. And to be a player who usually can pop off if necessary, not needing to, that is just amazing for the side of BDS and BDS fans.
Oh, good night, Blur. Alem just peeks around for literally the smallest of nanoseconds. Catches his head clean off. How do you contest those kind of plays? It's unbelievable. They still are, by the looks. Even Ranchero stepping up, a player that we haven't spoken about a lot today, but I believe in stage 2 and the major, both majors actually, was the best player for BDS. It's the long gone memory now when this was the Shaiiko show, and it was all down to whether or not he showed up on the day. You're now looking at players like Burrito, who back in stage 1 we all remember had a rating of 2.0 average for the first few weeks. Ranchero, again, best rated player for the longest time. Alem sometimes on his day can really step up. But today apparently it's still the Shaiiko show, and Joe, he's a no-show. 0-5 in these 5 rounds.
Bomb located by attackers.
I just don't know what to say. I mean, at this point, if you're Na'Vi, you just got to try something. Is it? Oh, not that. But
yes. Can we just point out
something.
How many times have BDS killed an RV member through the floor this game? I'm probably counting up to 6 or 7 at this point.
I can't speak.
It is brutal. Someone call 911. There's a murder on the go at the minute, and this is looking like it's going to be over quick. Even in the second half, it doesn't matter what amount of strategy you put behind it. All the gunfights are going the way of BDS, and even when all things are equal, they cannot find anything on the side of Na'Vi.
Kendra is critically thinking about what's going on and how to counter it, and the rest of the team isn't quite able to sync up with that.
Not quite just yet. However, this round has slowed down a little bit in the final 45 seconds as we go into a 3 versus 3. Feels like with those couple of kills coming back the way of Na'Vi, it's balancing things out ever so slightly. And Joe, you think for a player they put up to be a young gunner would be able to hit shots like these, but he still loses it.
What?
He sees his head the first time, sees it the second, but Shaiiko is just better. 3 versus 1. Blur for the 3rd time this half is in a 1vx. He's going to try. He's going to fail. Ranchero's going to put him in the dirt. BDS are 6-0 after oh, it's unbelievable. Honestly, cannot believe the way this one is playing. But before we get into the second half, let's go to this very, very quickly.
Well, that's a little bit of action in the first minute of this particular round. I'm worried for Shaiiko, though, who does often sort of play by himself, and he usually does quite well. Lems will take the head off of Joe. My problem is that you can't rely on that sort of one difference maker, that one player, and Lems is joining him. So don't worry. He's got his buddy with him that usually roams around. And if you're Blur trying to take this 1v1, I'm scared for you.
What scares me is that it's Blur by himself pushing. He's got this, and Shaiiko's rotated off where he saw him earlier in Piano, down and towards Spiral, and still found a kill. My point was going to be, you've got 4 players all pushing Garage Door. It's Blur finding the information, going, guys, he's in Piano. Okay, go kill him, I guess, by yourself. And he walks into a room where he's then in a 2 versus 1 and really can't win anything from that. Doki puts the Lems in the dirt. It's still a 4 versus 3 for the side of BDS. A minute and 15 seconds remain, so there is time to play with here for the side of Na'Vi, but there aren't the numbers to play with.
Oh my god, if you're Na'Vi right now, you're trying to scrap together one singular round, that's all you want, just to give yourself some kind of presence in this particular best of 3. Remember, it's not over until it's over. We've got a best of 3 to work with here. You can't miss those shots, Doki, my man. You're going up against the one and only Shaiiko and you're losing out. What is going on?
They're just getting ruined, and at this point, I imagine Kendra and Sayers are looking at each other and just shrugging their shoulders like, what can we do? Genuinely, what can we do? We can't clear them out the map. Shaiiko's still running around like a lunatic. He's found a triple kill. Kendra's in the dirt. He completes it with the 4K, and that just summarizes how this map has gone. BDS, total domination.
Can't analyze that game other than you cannot beat a team that is so flawless with their mechanical skill, as BDS just presented to us on screen right there. A 7-0 to kick us off here on the EU Finals weekend. And I tell you what, there is not a singular better way than seeing Shaiiko jump out with those 15 kills. What kind of KD is that? It's not like a 7 KD.
It's 15 kills and 2 deaths on Shaiiko, just to give you an idea in 7 rounds. Yes, average of more than 2 in a round. He's reminding us all of the terrifying power of BDS, and to give us a chance to cool down and Na'Vi to collect their thoughts, or this could be a very quick 2-0. We're going to go to a quick break. See you guys in a few minutes.